Ben, Lewis off Box Social, your whole thoughts on that sort of incredible night. When you talk about incredible nights in boxing and ones that you promoted, where does that sort of rank in terms of the best?
Right up there. I mean, it was our first stadium fight, and to actually have been involved in the whole journey from 12 months ago, from 2,000 to 4,000 to 15,000, it was incredible. The atmosphere was incredible. The whole town was behind him, and he delivered. It was a world title fight in a stadium in his hometown, and I mean, it's what dreams are made of, and particularly proud of him, and also thankful for Lawrence. You know, a lot of people don't realise that's a voluntary defence. That's in his hometown. He stacked everything against him, and gave us something spectacular in a British stadium, a domestic world title. Very, very, very amazing night.
When you look at Chris's story, it's really someone that sort of worked from the ground up, and you look now, him and Shane working together. How good is that as a promoter, where you see everyone working sort of from the ground up now? It's all paid off, and he's got that WBO strap around his waist.
Yeah, it's hard work, and the first time we went and did the Chamberlain fight, it doesn't sell out straight away. You're having to find ways to fill the venue and sell tickets, and it's just been difficult. But then once we came here, the momentum's been unbelievable. I think I have said up there, Shane deserves a huge amount of credit. I mean, people talk about, as I say, great fighters make great trainers, but no. And he gave us 12 rounds, which we needed to see as well. And I thought he did really well.
Your first stadium fight, what was the biggest challenge tonight, would you say?
Look, I think it was the first time Bournemouth have ever had an event this size. And so we're building from scratch. We're building the whole thing, and the team have done incredibly well. We'll learn a lot from it. A sellout stadium like this for a hometown hero. As a promoter, you can't do much more. When you take on a fight like Chris Billam Smith, and you're able to deliver a hometown world title for him and produce a night like that, you can't do any more. And I'm really, really happy for him, because no one deserves it more.
Ben, how much does the defeat hurt Lawrence?
It will hurt him massively. I mean, he's been world champion now for a while. It's a huge defeat, and it's against a domestic rival. But he's a tough guy, and he's a tough guy mentally. And as in boxing, you can always come back from a defeat, and I expect him to.
Ben, I've seen everyone's enjoyed coming down to Bournemouth this week. It seems that everyone's got a special place for Bournemouth in their hearts. Do you see a lot more fights coming down here, especially now they have a world champion?
Without a doubt, I think the whole of the South Coast, Southampton, Portsmouth, all across the South Coast, Salisbury, so much interest. And so many fighters, Michael McKinson coming from Portsmouth, and Louis Edmondson coming from Southampton, and you've obviously got Pigford and Cutler as well on the card. They're huge ticket sellers, all of them, because the fans are that passionate about their fighters. It was just a special place to come, and now we've got a world champion down here. It makes it that much easier. But also, I think there's a huge opportunity for the whole area.
Ben, just the last one. Bit of a shame to not see Isaac Chamberlain sort of on the card. What was the sort of deal there?
Yeah, massive shame. I think, look, when Lawal pulled out, it was quite late. He was going to be a standby for the main event. With a stadium fight like this, you can't afford not to. But we'll be looking to get him out very soon.
Thank you, Ben. Cheers.
Chris and Lawrence?
At some point, I do. It's really hard to know. Without speaking to both fighters and without seeing what both camps want, and without understanding timelines from the broadcast, it's hard. I want Chris to enjoy this moment, and he deserves it, and then we'll see about who he fights next.
Is the fight with Isaac and Lawal still something that you're looking to put on?
Yeah, it's ordered. It's a British title. It's a mandatory. I believe that will be the fight that happens next for both of them, hopefully in the summer. About to announce a show early August, and I think it will be on that.
Will it be in London this time?
Yes, London.
Ben, Okolie moving up to heavyweight, is that something you'd consider?
I think I know that the weight is difficult for him. He's a big guy, and sometimes dealing with smaller guys can be difficult for the big men, and I know that's his dream. That's where he wants to be, and I expect to see him at heavyweight soon.
Tonight, Terry Harper defended her WBA championship. Is the fight with Tasha Jonas still something that you would like to make happen?
It's one for Tasha Jonas. We want to make the best fights. We never stand in the way of the best fights. It's an undisputed fight. I'd love to see it. I've made that clear, but it's one for Tasha Jonas. her own boss, and she's done everything to deserve to be that. And I stand behind her completely on any decision that she makes.
Got one more question, guys.